Hey folks, gonna try something a little different. I'm not actually streaming right now, so this video that's gonna be on YouTube is actually just me playing a game. I'm going in, my workday is done, I've got time to play a few games, so I'm just gonna play some games and talk about kind of where we're at, what we're seeing, as well as maybe talk about some of the things you're seeing in the game, and try a few things out. So yeah, it should be interesting. Gonna be talking to myself a bunch, I suppose. But yeah, so far it's been an interesting day watching everyone play the set, get first reactions, a lot of strong, visceral reactions. You know, everyone thinking everything's broken or nothing's broken, or, you know. Certainly right now what we've seen is a lot of mages, Ari and Vigar. Cultist seems to be doing pretty well, as well as just all the 5 costs in general. We're definitely seeing, honestly, more 5 costs than we'd like. We're almost seeing Piba Comp 2s, so... so anyway, if this is your first time watching a game, this is the new carousel. Looks pretty good, in my opinion. Let's see, why don't we grab a sword? Nice. By the way, I love... This is Umbra. It's got the best emotes. As with everything, PB is still pretty placeholder. And this is one of the new maps. Really like this map. You can actually click on the wolf, and she reacts. Whee! So we got our first interactable maps. That's pretty sweet. So yeah. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, nothing great from that orb. We can go to Vanguard because we have the Garen, I suppose. Sharpshooter's a pretty standard build as well. A lot of this is going to depend on what early chosen we get, if any. Okay, we have 2 Vanguard here, but we kind of... I mean, the sword's not bad here, actually, because Wukong scales off AD. So why don't we just roll with that for a bit? We can always move it later. Now, the one thing I'll say is that Vanguard feels, at least for me, overall weaker so far, because there's a lot of magic damage, and especially right now, the PB meta seems to be very magic heavy, very mage heavy. So going all Vanguards, maybe not the best play, but maybe we can get something to work here. And again, we're just doing it for now. We could easily sell it. That is an Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge feels quite a bit weaker, so it's really only good on some characters. Okay, now we have our first chosen here, which is Enlightened Fiora. We don't really have the items to go Enlightened right now. Actually, we could go Gunblade. I might try this. So let's get our Gunblade Fiora going. I'm also going to leave myself the option to try Fortune just for fun. Getting the early Fiora start will at least allow us to get through some of these early rounds as strong. So we would need a second duelist, though, to get this going. Okay, not great. Enlightened, Sharpshooter. Yeah, we're not really hitting a lot of what we want. These items are actually really good for Zed. We could always go Zed, too. Go something like this. Something like this is probably a little closer. But the only negative thing is if we start investing our items, it's going to be hard to switch out of this. Whereas if we actually wanted to go Enlightened, we would want a Gunblade here and some tanky items. So I might just wait and see what happens here. Okay, really strong front line. He's got a new Sunfire cape, which is actually going to burn a little bit here. But since we have Enlightened turned on, Fiora should be able to parry quite a few hits here and get us a lot of value. And so yeah, sure enough, we're going to win this because we have Enlightened going, we've got a strong Fiora. So even with no items, we won this fight thanks to our chosen champion. Feels pretty good. May as well hold into this. Okay, we get the Zed, we get this. Still no duelist, which is what we're actually after. We are win streaking a little bit here, so what we could do is give up on the Fortune Dream, Give up on this. We could just level and throw in another Zed. Having 2 Zeds and better access to rolls is probably the play here. Alright, let's see how we do. Alright, so they've also got 2 Enlightened. They've got a bigger, scarier. But again, Fiora is a lot better this set, so she can do a lot of work here. Yeah, that combined with the Janna shields, she ends up being very tanky. So I know a lot of people were a little disappointed to see Fiora as a 1-cost again. But again, she can do a lot of work here, and so despite everything, we still end up winning this fight. Feels pretty good. Okay, see now we're starting to get some interesting decisions here, because now we have 6 Fioras. And again, 3-star Fiora is nothing to slouch at with Enlightened going. The lack of Duelist isn't great here, but for now we can do this. And Zed is just a really good, especially early game. What we're going to want to do though is if we're really going the 3-star version, we've got to figure out the items we want on her. And like probably Gunblade, Dragon's Claw, or Iron Will is the other one you can go here. So we've got some options. Okay, again, Vanguard. Oh, if the Zed had gotten on the Nidalee, we'd be in a much better spot. But since we don't have that, we're going to be struggling a little bit here. Oh, if she had parried that, we could have won this. But now I think we're in trouble. Yeah. Nidalee right now is looking a little strong. I would put Nidalee at kind of the top of the list of 1-cost that's going to get a small nerf. The difference between her min and maximum is just a little too much right now, so... and unfortunately, that didn't give us a better item pick. Actually, nope, we win the coin flip, so it did. So in order, we want Rod, and there are 2 of them, which is nice. We're back to our standard carousels. If not Rod, then we want Armor or Cloak. Alright, sweet. We got our Rod. We got our Gunblade. So we're going to go all in on this strategy and see if it works, but this is 3-star Fiora. Now the other thing you can do with this 3-star Fiora is you could go QSS because her biggest weakness is CC. But the other thing we have to be considering is what is our backup with this? And since we're in Duelist, it's probably some form of Duelist. So we're going to go ahead and make the Gunblade. What we're probably going to do is this. Yasuo is pretty good by himself with the Exile, so we'll just do this. And that should put us in a pretty good spot. So now we've at least got Duelist, so she'll get going pretty quickly here. We could build the QSS, but we're going to chill on it for now. We're also going to put Zed here just in case there's like another Nidalee or something in the back line. Alright, that is a Assassin one, so good positioning to catch that. Alright, so now what we should see is Fiora gets a shield, ults, gains some health back, and again, what we're trying to get to is, you know, the 3-star version where you get the bigger stun, the bigger damage. Should be good. The other thing that would go a long way, because we did get this big Zed, would be another Shade. Okay, so there's more Enlightened. So now we hit a breakpoint where we can go 4 Enlightened or 2 Duelists, and I think 4 Enlightened is the better choice for now. Yasuo is the better champion, so it's a little hard of a choice. But I think it'll keep it alive with Zed doing the damage, so... Now, one thing to note, by the way, is we have to be ready to pivot out of this pretty quickly if we don't start hitting Fioras at 5. As far as what everyone else is running, we have Divine, level 4, Divine, level 4, Moonlight, with a Moonlight chosen, so that's something to be a little scared of. Alright, let's go back to our board here. Alright, Kindred. But see, now here we got the good positioning on the Zed, so hopefully, combined with the Janna shields, we should be able to kill the Nidalee. We got a nice parry also there. So Zed did his job. And now we should be able to win the fight. Very nice. Now, the thing to note about Enlightened, by the way, is this generates more mana from everything. Items, auto attacks, damage taken. So tanky items on Enlightened are very good, which is why we want to get the... ideally, we want to end up in Bramble Claw and... sorry, Bramble and Claw or... why am I blanking? Iron Will. Gargoyle Stoneplate. We changed the name of it, but... Now, we are at 7 Fioras, which is good. Hopefully, Fiora's not highly regarded right now. So... Now, the other thing is we want to start looking out for some of the other Enlightened units, because we're probably not going to 6. We're probably going to run some of the stronger champs and get out of, like, the Nami, for example. Okay, we got our Dragon Claw. That's really good. Hand of Justice could actually go on Zed. There's actually not a negative here. Like, we could just do that. Okay, unfortunately we did not hit any of the great choices there. But we're certainly going to do this. Yeah, because he's exiled, we want him by himself. We might do this just to, like, catch the backline on the assassins. And yeah, Hand of Justice might be the play here. I want to think through... There's other duelists. Yeah, we're just going to do that. No, actually, you know what? Because we're Enlightened, I want to keep the tier around. If we hit a Shojin's or a blue buff with the Enlightened, getting that on a Morgana, for example, would be very powerful. Okay, so right now, Aphelios is one of our harder matchups because we don't have the armor yet, but still able to take him down. No big deal. Should be good stuff here. So we're sitting in a good spot. We just really want some tank items. Bramble would be ideal. Gargoyle Stoneplate isn't bad either. And we're looking for 2 more Fioras here. Alright. No Fiora. The Warwick is tempting. Unfortunately, we're not in Duelist right now, so we're going to pass on that. Yeah. Alright, we're going to chill for now. Keep greeting our gold. What are we up against? Level 6, so they leveled. They have 30 gold. They're in a much better spot than we are, to be honest. Running the Chosen Nami. Divine, level 6, 20 gold. Moonlight, 50 gold. Wow, we are definitely getting out econned right now, but... Alright, a little bit of a rush matchup here. Let's see how this goes. Our Zed positioning was unfortunately not great. The Lux here is going to hurt our Fiora, so... Hopefully we get another stun. Very nice. And, oh, Janet, she's still going. So yeah, we're getting a lot of spell casts here. I think we're going to win this. It's going to be really close, though. These Janna shields are doing a lot of work. Janna shields, by the way, do give AD, so that is helping our Zed out. So as you can see, Fiora did a lot of work there. Unfortunately, nothing we really want here. I'm going to roll just a little bit to see if we can strengthen up just a tiny bit, and that was just what we needed. Perfect. Perfect. Because we are going for Fioras, we can also do the thing where buying more 1 costs helps us a little bit, so may as well hold on to the Yasuo, doesn't hurt us. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad I held the tier, because like if we 2-star Janna and get a Shojin on her, for example, or a blue buff, that'll be very large. Alright, so we're up against Warlord here. The Katarina is probably going to kill us, unfortunately. So it's really going to be up to Zed and Fiora to do a bunch of work here. Yeah. Yeah, no biggie. Alright, so now, like I said, we got to start worrying if we don't hit our 3-star Fiora pretty quickly here. We are greeting a little bit with our econ. Although they were level 6 with 10 gold, so maybe we're not in that bad a spot. Alright, items-wise, we're looking for armor followed by tier. The good news is, this is the carousel that can be usually very random, and so we got 3 armors and 2 tiers. So hopefully we managed to get at least one of those. Alright, so there's no tiers, there's still 2 armors. There's still 1 armor, and there's a Morgana here. So what we can do is take the Morgana. Sweet. Now the Morgana is better than the Nami, actually. But we need to keep the Nami around for when we sell the Morgana to get the armor off to get it on Fiora. Ooh. Nice. That's pretty good. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to greet it a little. No, we should... Yeah. Ah, the lack of Fioras is killing us, though. I do think this is better for now, so we're going to do that. Okay. Let's see here. We have the Brawler Mage, Divine, Divine. Now, the one scary thing is we did just see 2 Divines, and that is a lot of true damage. But thankfully, there's also still the base damage, and so Fiora should be able to parry a lot of it. But again, this is all going to go to hell if we don't find 2 more Fioras pretty quickly. And we're running out of power. Yep. Oop. The other thing kind of hurting us right now is we have not hit another Shade. 2 Shade would have been quite nice. Ooh. That's an interesting shop for us, but a lot of it might be bait. Okay, so now we have the Shade. I don't think we need the Duelist at this point, because she's doing mostly tanking. Morgana's probably our endgame carry, so what we're going to do is sell all this, put in the Shade, and go this route. Ooh, 1 more Fiora. Alright, let's do it. Come on, come on. Nope. Okay. So 1 more Fiora, and then we're in a good spot. Oh, I probably should have put the Morgana in for the Aurelia. Aurelia's not as good right now. Oh, that was a good disarm. So the nice thing about Shade, by the way, now, is now our Zed and Evelyn aren't going to get targeted as much. So because they drop aggro with Shade, which will allow us to continually do this. And so, the Shades can actually do a lot of work here. See, aggro drop there. And yeah, Shades are going to clean it up for us. Shades, very valuable here. So now we really just want to hit this. Alright, we have an Enlightened Mage. Might as well buy it. Again, we're really just looking for a Fiora. Nope. Alright, now is where we're starting to risk it all, and it's not going well. I did say we should do this. Also, the fact we haven't hit any Jannas, very off-putting, because getting a 2-star Janna would have been quite nice. Alright, so hopefully we get an armor and a sword here. That's really what we're looking for. Oh god, did I mess up wolves? Wolves are actually scary if you don't plan for it. Thankfully, we're okay. Okay, we got the armor. That's great. Did not get the sword, but we did get a Nico. That's really good. It's a bit of a waste, but you know what? This will allow us to move on. We should just do it. Excellent. So now we have a 3-star Chosen Fiora with 4 Enlightened, and we can start leveling up, which is great. So now we even actually can get to 6. So you know what I'm going to do? We're just going to do this. Definitely don't need that now. We could do the Last Whisper there. Wouldn't hurt. Okay, so now Fiora should be pretty tanky and doing a lot of stuns. Yeah, you can see she's basically like every second just in this constant state of parrying. And remember, she's fully invincible in that parry state. And again, and so you can see we've just turned Fiora, kind of the joke character of the game, into a legitimate tank. Honestly, getting Janna or Morgana going would take this even further. So now our next step is figuring out how to make this even further, because one thing we are lacking is damage. Getting Morgana a Shojin would be nice. The other thing we can do... I hate to rely on Shade, because Shade's going to fall off pretty hard. Adept is a nice defensive trait. Mystic is a nice defensive trait. Dazzler is probably our next step. Yeah, it's either Dazzler or... I mean, we could go Duelist. 2 Duelist isn't bad. If we went Duelist... Jax would give us Duelist and Divine. So would Lee Sin, though. So Jax or Lee Sin, maybe? Alright, that's a scary Aurelia, but... The other thing is we really need some Jannas. But yeah, like for example, if we had Dazzler right now, we would be doing some major damage here. Now, the one weakness Fiora has is CC, because if she gets CC'd in those windows where she is not parrying, she will die. So that is her one weakness. But if she gets CC'd while she is parrying, it doesn't do a lot. So, like, it blocks the CC. Alright. So yeah, at this point, we're just kind of slowly gathering up. The not hitting Janna is rough. We want a sword for Shojin here. If we ended up with blue buff, we would do it on the Janna, but we also want Janna 2-star, because Janna at 50 mana with 6 Enlightened and blue buff basically means 1 auto attack shields, which is really good. Alright, so what are we up against here? 6 Brawler. He's got the boss already. That's a little scary. And the Vygar he's trying to stack up. We have 4 Enlightened. The Shojin Hurricane Janna. It's cute. 6 Duelist. Okay, if we up against the 6 Duelist, we might want to change our positioning, because that Katarina could do some really big damage. Yeah, and so the Shades are doing work. Fiora's doing a ton of work here. Very nice. We are looking to be in a very good spot. The other thing we can do is Mystic with a Zillion. Wouldn't be bad. Alright, so again, Sword is our ideal choice for the Shojin. Nope. Okay. Tyr is our second choice. And after that, it gets a little tricky. Bow would have been okay for double Shojin. Alright, it's looking like we're in Tyr land. Nope. Okay. So then at that point, because we have the belt, I think we're going to go this route. Oh, I should have bought that other Jax. Darn. Alright, we're going to greed for a bit. Let's see what you get till here. We're on a bit of a win streak. 5 Divine, 2 Enlightened. 4 Dusk. That's a scary Kindred. We're positioned to get the Kindred. Yeah, I like our positioning. Except against this person. So let's put Evelyn over here to try to get the other side. Okay, this is that Katarina I was worried about, so it's a bit of a bad matchup here. Hopefully Nami can do some work. Ooh. Nami's doing good. Okay, and everything's already dead. Yeah, alright, we're good, we're good. Nice job, Fiora. Yeah, and as you can see, Fiora is not only tanking, but topping our damage meter. She's doing a great job. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking right now. If we hold this, And then we get this and Zillion. That'll give us 3 Cultist, as well as 2 Mystic and 2 Duelist. It'll also give us this for tank busting if we need it, which isn't bad. So I think that's the plan. Slowly work our way to 9 and try to get these units in. And our goal is, like, try to 2-star everything. Again, the lack of Janna is really frustrating us here. So... oh, didn't quite get the parry. See, that's what I was saying. Like, if she's not in the parry state, she can end up in a very bad situation. So, unfortunately, we just kind of missed there. That's a fight we could have won had the parries gone the other way. Oh, well. What did we lose to? 4 Enlightened. Another Enlightened player. Okay, that's a nice upgrade. Now, the nice thing about her is that she can actually disarm pretty far back, so we want to move her up. The other thing we could be considering doing is getting rid of the Shade here. Shade is giving us a lot of our backline access, though, which is making me hesitant to do that. Ooh, a lot of items. Apparently we were behind. Okay, we got the blue buff, unfortunately. Which, again, without the Janna, is really rough. Alright, we're going to roll down just a little bit here. Oh, we could go Talon. Ooh. No, we don't have any AD items. That's a bait. We shouldn't do that. For now, we're just going to throw this in. Oh no, that doesn't give us Cultist. This does. Ooh, tempting. Okay, we got to figure out what we're doing with our items. Crazy enough, without the sword, even though it is a 1-star, I think we are going to do this. That way we can also show what happens. We're, again, 40 mana, 50 mana shield. So Enlightened's doing work there. Yeah, unfortunately now we're going to start falling off because we don't have enough damage. I've got to figure out what to do about our damage here. Morello on the Morgana makes a ton of sense here. And then I think from there, unfortunately, what we're going to have to do is this. It's not the best, but... and I should really stop rolling, but I'd like to hit the Morgana. Okay, there's that. Okay, we just have to stop now. Because now we need to hit 9 to get this in. Which will be a pretty substantial buff. This should help a bit. Let's see how we do here. Ooh, Zed getting Zephyr'd here against that Zillion's a little rough. Yeah, Zillion's gonna do a lot of work here. Like, it's definitely not Fiora the problem here, but yeah, the lack of damage elsewhere is killing us. I don't know that we're gonna make it to 9. Now, alternatively, what we do is we ditch the Janna, put the item here, also ditch this, which gets us out of 6 Enlightened and into 4 Enlightened, but gives us a little more output, and I think that's probably the play at this point, although we'd lose Mystic. Okay, there's a plan here. Okay, that was some good upgrades, but now we've got to make this pivot. I think now it's actually ditch the Janna and this for this and this. Because then we'll at least have some good damage with 3 Shade in there. Alright, we still won, which is good. Yeah, so now we're starting to hit the end game where those 5 costs and 4 costs are starting to matter, which is why we need to get rid of some of our 1-star and 1 and 2 costs that aren't doing as much work for us. Alright, if there was a Morgana, there is a blue buff. The blue buff's pretty nice here. I think we'll go with the blue buff. Because again, the blue buff is 40 mana on an Enlightened character. So putting that here, putting the other blue buff here. The other alternative is we put it on Lee Sin, who is a 50 mana cost. Yeah, the problem is it's got to be this, which means we're not going to get Mystic, unfortunately. That or it's just this. That might be a play. That just means we're nowhere near Cultist, though. Alright, so now we're letting Shade do a lot of our work here. We've also bought some extra time with a... yeah, so Shade's going to do a lot of work on the backline now. Cultist gives us a little bit of extra stun and utility here. There we go. That feels a lot better. And this is one of the things I like about the set, by the way, is it's not just always go for the 6 vertical. It's play around the units. Play around the strength. Getting rid of a 1-star Janna and a Nami for better units was the better play here. Also getting this in. Alright, so we're down to 5. We've got the Dusk Moonlight. We definitely want to assassinate this. Nothing to worry about too much here. Also in the corner there. Okay, so we still have to kind of spread out because there's like 2 assassins. So it kind of, yeah, we're kind of split like this, which makes sense. Hitting the Morgana would be a nice upgrade, but... a Shen would also be a really big boost to us right about now. Or an Ezreal for Dazzler, actually. Dazzler would be really nice. Yeah, so we're getting disarmed back here. I think we lose this. Our Shades are back there doing work, but not enough. Alright, so it's looking like a second this game, is what it's feeling like. We might be able to hit 9. The question is, if we hit 9, this gives us Adept and Mystic, so that's definitely the play. Adept is huge. Yeah. 64 to level, though, it's going to be real close. I think we'll just hit it. Yeah, Shen being a Mystic, by the way, opens up a lot of options, and we don't have another Ninja. So yeah, this is going to give us Adept and Mystic. That's a really good pick up for us. Okay, 64, 62, 60? 64 to level, and we have 65. Perfect. We are definitely leveling, definitely throwing this in here. And you get that. Oh, and because we played 3 rounds, we now get to pick. Because he's 1-star, and I'm seeing a lot of fragile stuff in the backline, although we should reposition, I think we are going to go Shadow, actually, to get that big burst of damage early on. Yeah, we want to be here. This is going to Shroud and get us on that 3-star Vigar. So that's probably the best we can do if we get that matchup. We got a decent Shroud on the Morgana here. We're going to get some big damage with the Shadow Assassin Kayn. Although he's attacking real slow. It's looking okay. Nope, I think we're missing this. Ooh. Oh, that Yone is also pretty strong. Alright, I think we got one more round in us. Tight lobby, though. Damn. And this is one of the drawbacks of running a 1-star Chosen, by the way, is that you're kind of left with this. Okay, the 3-star Vigar is definitely the scariest thing, and 3-star Nunu. Whew. And that, I will say that, by the way, is this is one of the things we wanted to experiment with, was all the reroll changes. But I think we're definitely seeing way more 3-stars than we're comfortable with. So to be honest, I don't think that change is long for this world, but we'll see. Ooh, good Shroud at least. It's the best we can do. Okay, he's got those Azir soldiers blocking the way, but... yeah, that Assassin Kayn does not do a whole lot. He doesn't even cast. Good Morgana ult, though. Really good Morgana ult into really good Galio. Kallista's also doing a good chunk of work here. Our Fiora is dead, actually, so we end up losing this, unfortunately. That Aphelios, whew. Alright, so... decent game. Probably 4th? 5th? What do we got here? Uh-oh, it's looking like a 5th. Not even a top 4. Ah, well. GG.